Greg Donovan, the ambassador of Hollywood, is one of the most widely recognized people in Los Angeles, especially so just before the Academy Awards ceremony.
Sir,
ambassador.
you see?
Donovan has been working here for many years. He knows celebrities and can show tourists where each Hollywood star is located. He also keeps a close eye on the decorations for the Academy Awards ceremony.
The Oscars to me is like the Super Bowl, the Olympics, and the World Cup all put together. Hollywood, the whole world is watching this Sunday.
2 weeks before the event, part of Hollywood Boulevard gets blocked off, and hundreds of workers start putting together the intricate decorations. 1,500 square meters of red carpet at a cost of about $25,000. And there are plenty of pearls and gold scattered among the decorations. It's worth it because every year the Oscars mean about $130 million worth of revenue to the city of Los Angeles. But times are not so good for some souvenir shop owners.
I guess it's slow because people are not traveling as much.
Some attribute that to the recent coronavirus outbreak, but it hasn't dissuaded the hardcore fans.
I'm just like the Oscar super fan. That's what people call me. I didn't make up that name. But every year I just add to my outfit. This year I put film rolls on my hat and Oscar statues. And people give me pieces of the carpet every year.
Irina has traveled to Los Angeles from Russia. It's been her dream to see Hollywood Boulevard during the Oscars.
I wanted to see the preparations for the Oscars, at least a peek.
A lot of tourists say their money is on Once Upon a Time in Hollywood to get Best Picture, because it is about old Hollywood and the tragedies it has seen in addition to all the glamour and shine. The world will soon find out if the tourists got it right. For Angelina Bagdasaryan in Los Angeles, Anna Rice, VOA News. Nick Verrio's fashion design chair at the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising flew to Los Angeles from New York just to get a close-up look at some of the costumes from the Oscar-nominated movies. For Verrio's, they are of professional interest, but they are also much more than pretty clothes. They tell stories about the actors and how costume designers work.
You notice a little bit of details. The cowboy boots that Leonardo DiCaprio wears, that is to make him look powerful, strong. The moccasins for Brad Pitt, that's also to give him a little bit of power, because it takes a really strong guy to be rocking some moccasins. But it's also a nod to what was going on during that time, the hippie rebellion.
Costume designer Ariane Phillips was working on the costumes for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and it wasn't easy for her to work with Tarantino, Verrios says.
She went to Tarantino's house in the Hollywood Hills and had to read the script. Took her 2.5 hours, no phone, no pen, no paper, and then she immediately ran into her car to take notes, to remember, because she wasn't allowed to do any of that.
Another movie that became the costume design nominee at this year's Oscars was Joker, and the man behind the costumes, Mark Bridges.
Mark Bridges did a lot of research looking at photos from the Bronx, Harlem, the homeless, black and white photos from that time. This is the first clown we see Joaquin Phoenix in. This was inspired by Charlie Chaplin, the famous Charlie Chaplin and the Tramp.
Sometimes actors only agree to wear certain brands of clothing or certain materials, refusing to put on leather things, for example. However, most actors take the costume design process with a dose of patience.
Robert De Niro, he had to do 4-hour fittings, and he did 10 to 12 of these.
For the movie The Irishman, costume designer Sandy Powell had to copy styles from multiple time periods. The result is gangsters that don't have a typical look.
Now, when we think of gangsters, these kind of gangsters, we usually think of what we call peacock, you know, like the I want to show off. These weren't. These guys didn't want to show off. You knew who did show off? Their wives.
Costume designer Jacqueline Doran with the film Little Women and Mayes Rubio with the movie Jojo Rabbit are among the other nominees in the category.
This is Mayes Rubio. She's the first Latina to be nominated for a Best Costume Design Award for the Oscars. Now, the movie takes place in Nazi Germany, so we're talking World War II. The director, he wanted the movie to look a little bit more colorful, more fun. He wanted it to look like through the eyes of a 10-year-old. Now, you look at the colors in Jojo Rabbit. It starts out very bright and colorful, but as Jojo begins to realize what's really going on around his world, the colors get a little darker, a little more muted.
On the red carpet, however, the gowns and tuxedos will likely be as sparkling and unpredictable as ever, says Verios. One thing we know for certain, though, they will be beautiful. For Angelina Bagdasaryan in Los Angeles, Anna Rice, VOA News.